All right, so I'm going to get my greeting one more time as I bring Irishia up.
To come on in as well.
The Parent Summit is Saturday, October 28th.
Wonderful. All right, so I'm going to get my greeting one more time as I bring Irishia
in the room and get all of the resources, okay? But today, today we are specifically talking to Irishia Reed-Williams, and I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna give you a moment to introduce yourself, and then we're gonna jump right into our conversation for today. Go ahead, Irishia.
Hi guys, my name is Irishia Reed-Williams. Thank you, Cassandra, so much to inviting me to your live. This is so exciting. And I'm just super excited to talk to you today and your people out there on Instagram, Facebook, wherever we are, to talk about this important topic.
Yes. So thank you for joining. Thank you for everyone. So there's going to be people hopping in and out on live. But those who are catching the replay are going to be able to share this. And so I want to take a moment for you to tell us how you got into this lane in education. There's so many ways to support and help parents. What got you into this specific lane? And talk to us about the parents that you are looking to support.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this. I've been working with parents and students that have special needs since 2006. Sorry, it's been a long time. Since 2006. And I am a special education teacher by education. And so, working with students with autism, intellectual disabilities, has been a passion of mine for over 20 years. Once the pandemic hit in 2020 and we went into closure, I saw a lot of our parents that we had been, working with through the schools confused, kind of floundering, looking for, opportunities to support their children with needs while they're at home. And so what I started to do was I started my educational consultancy that year to assist parents on helping them to navigate the process of special education. It really brought to light the struggles that our parents have, with their students at home through their education process. And so that's where my education consultancy started. And so what I do is I help parents embrace the current situation that their student is in with their special education program. I educate them on that particular setting, and then I help them to empower themselves with advocacy skills on advocating for their child, either with their making progress in their goals, challenges that they may have with their special education team, getting the proper services and support that they need for their students in that setting. And so it's really a wraparound program that I provide for parents with children with special needs.
I love that. So much was born during the time of COVID-19 and out of the pandemic, and just there was already a need for the services that you provide, that I provide, that other parents and educators provide. But I think what happened was there was it was illuminated that there's a need, right? And it was a sense of urgency that this is a need. And so many people who took action and started businesses or began consulting, they just felt that sense of urgency inside. And as you were speaking, I'm like, most parents with children who may have special needs, they don't go into parenting knowing that their child will have special needs.
Right.
It's either through the process of being pregnant. That was my instance, or it's through learning and developing. It's through challenges or something being brought to their attention that they become a special needs parent, a parent of a child with special needs. And so it's really important to highlight that your services are wraparound. Like when you said wraparound, I thought of a hug, like an embrace. Like, it is okay. I am here. Be comforted. I can help you understand. We're going to be here to support you. We don't have to go anywhere. We can walk through this journey with you. And I think that that is so important. When parents come to the summit on Saturday, October 28th from 12 to 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, they're going to get a closer glimpse into your wraparound services. But if you could tell us, what is the perspective that you have, having been in schools and worked with teachers and worked with educators and worked with parents, what's the perspective that you're bringing where this is urgent? Even though pandemic is over, right? There are new challenges that present themselves every day, every week. What's the sense of urgency for you now to continue this work?
That's a great question. So my sense of urgency to assist parents is twofold. When you reiterated the fact that my services are an embrace, right? A wraparound service. I initially was in special education as a teacher when I was pregnant with my second son. And, you know, it went as most pregnancies do, no complications, your baby's born, they're healthy. And I started to suspect things once he started getting into preschool. And then once we went to kindergarten, some little things started to, you know, happen behaviorally in the classroom that really started to get my mind moving, like, okay, something's going on. We need to, you know, start to address this. And so there is a need there that my son has in his behavior. And so going through that process as a parent has helped me to understand how to help parents through that learning process when you learn that your child, you know, has some needs that need some extra support.
Right.
And then through the education lens of being a special education teacher, I know that process. I know what those supports should look like for a student that has, you know, a diagnosed disability or even a suspected disability. And so when our parents come and they join us on October 28th, at the Parent Summit, they're going to get a glimpse into my framework and how I educate parents. You're getting a glimpse today of how I embrace parents just through, you know, my demeanor, my language, and the fact that I too am in that same experience, you know, with those parents. And then you'll get a little glimpse into, like I said, my framework and how I educate parents. And then I definitely am going to end my session with opening it up for parents to participate in an empowering workshop as well. So really looking forward to October 28th with just, you know, what I bring to the summit and then what your other guests and yourself bring to the summit as well.
Yes, I love empowerment. There's something that just comes through, like sharing information, knowing that you're in community, that you're supported. There's a confidence that comes. My vision for success for this summit, many people have asked, like, how do you think of this? And, you know, what's the goal and what's the desired outcome? I literally just obey God. The summit is not the first time that I have positioned myself in front of parents to share, but this is one of the first times I feel like it's like the Avengers. Like, I got a whole team. Like, the team is stacked. There are 7 of us showing up. So no matter what area it is that you need empowerment or that you've been operating in survival mode and you need to feel like it's your season, it's your time as a parent to thrive. Like, I can't, you know, like, we got these babies forever.
Right.
My son is 3 and I don't stop being his mom when he's 18. So I think about why it's important to start now, to start thriving now, is because mama wants to keep all of her joy and all of her energy. And I want to deposit that and teach my son how to do the same thing. And so anyway, I'm saying all this to say the team is stacked. And Irishia, special education sometimes is like the elephant in the room. It's the conversation that we don't want to have when the truth is many of our children are special. They're unique. there's something significant about the way that they learn. And so if you could just for a moment speak to the parent who's like, who hears special education and is turned off because there's this stigma of what that means. Can you speak to the parent who is almost afraid to register for the summit and get this information because it may confirm some things that they know their child is not receiving? Like, could you speak to the parent who needs to be in front of you about what the other side of the information, of the embrace and the support look like? Because I want those parents to be in the room, but I also know they need to know what they're going to get as a result. So parents who have worked with you and what you provide, what can you share for that parent that's listening?
Yes, absolutely. For any parent that has that little whisper in the back of their mind, like, he's not eating, he's not walking yet, but boys take a little bit longer to walk. Oh, she's not speaking yet. That's okay. She's just give her time. She talks when she's at home, but not when she's at school. The teacher may have come to you and said, Sarah's a little behind going into 4th grade. Her I-ready score say that, she's reaching at the 2nd grade level. What do you think the plan is? That type of information coming to parents can be so scary, right? Because we're bombarded with negative information all day, from the news to the radio. And so we don't necessarily want to hear negative things about our children. Those are our pride and joy. Like, she's wonderful at home, but at school, she may really be struggling. And so coming to the Parent Summit will arm you with more knowledge about things that you can do as a parent at home and how you can advocate even more for your child at school. Because having the information will empower you. Now, it may move you to do some other things, and you can move in your own time.
Yeah.
Right? You may say, give me 6 more months, or give Sarah 6 more months and let's see. Give Sarah another quarter and let's see how she does. Because now that I went to the Parent Summit, I have this resource, Splash Math, right? That I can get a free account. And we're going to work on math every Saturday for 3 hours because Cassandra and Miss Irishia said this was a great idea.
Right.
And so arming yourself with more information about the things that you can control is what the Parent Summit is going to provide.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. There is, okay. The analogy that comes to mind is some people don't like to go to the doctor because they don't want to hear the diagnosis. Right. They've already made it in their mind. They've taken, cut on their fingernail and they have WebMD'd it and it's gone to the highest extent, to the most extreme circumstance and situation. And now it's like a spiral. And what I hear you saying is that coming to the Parent Summit to learn more about special education is going to arm you with the information and some of the steps that you can take in the interim, like in between, to better clarify what's going on with your child. What's going on here and what can I do? And many times our biggest fear or our from 0 to 100 is not the case. It's somewhere in between, and a lot of it is within our hands. So I really want parents to know that when you come to the summit, you're going to be learning to thrive in parenting, not because everything is perfect and there are no challenges and no obstacles and you don't have to do anything differently, but because you'll have the information, you'll have the community, you'll have the support to at least just take the next step. What's the next step? Like you said, maybe there's a resource that you can share with the teacher that you can use at home to really help illuminate what's going on with your child. And then guess what? Irisha's there for you to then take the next step. Okay, we've done that. Now let's take one more step.
Exactly.
And let's see, what do we do with this information? And so we want to be with you in a step-by-step way, and support you. And Irishia, I just want to thank you for the work that you're doing, because sometimes when it hits home, like it's close to our heart, we shy away from it. It's like, I can't handle it. I'm concerned about my child, and I'm trying to do, and it's not for everyone to do, but in you sharing a little bit about your story, it's like, I noticed this with my child, with my son, and I know what it felt like for me as a parent. And I got so empowered and inspired to now provide what I need and needed to other parents. And there's just, it's a tribe. If you're a parent and the word thrive makes you giggle a little bit because you like, thrive, girl, it's a struggle. I'm over here surviving. Like, we want you in the room because we have all felt that way. Like, am I going to survive the terrible twos? Am I going to survive elementary school with this child? And so we want you to be in the room.
And you know what, Sandra? I'm sorry to interrupt, but
you're good.
When you said, you know, for me sharing my story and embracing that, it really took me a long time. It took me a long time to actually see that there was an issue, and then take action on that issue, because I was one of those parents. Like, I didn't want my son labeled. I didn't want him put in a box. I didn't want the teachers saying, oh, you know, that's so-and-so, he has a 504, or an, like, I knew that perspective because I was in special education, and I heard other teachers talk about kids that way. And so I shied away for about a year.
Yes.
And then it just, once I started taking some of the strategies that I used in my special education classroom with my son at home, and partnered with the teacher to incorporate those strategies in the classroom, things started to get better. And so at that point, I was like, you know what? Okay, this is working. Let's, keep these strategies going. And so it's just really when it comes from a place of care and love, and you learn that information, you can then take that information and apply it, like you said, one step at a time. I didn't do everything at once. It was one step. It was one strategy, one, piece of communication that helped to catapult me into that process of supporting my son and having good connections with my teachers to carry that situation forward. But it wasn't instant. It did take me some time. And that's why I help parents to embrace what their current situation is. Because it's so important to have that awareness. And so coming to the Parent Summit will give them even more information on how to begin to embrace it, so that they can continue to take steps to thrive, like you said.
Yes. And questions like, what's a 504? What's an IEP even mean? How long does this follow him or her? What is the modification? What's an accommodation? Like, all of those questions that sometimes we just answer for ourselves. I love the fact that each of the panelists, right, can partner with you in some way. And what is beautiful about a partnership is you partner with people who bring a different puzzle piece to the table. Like, I would partner with Irishia if there is a lack of knowledge and understanding. Like, you partner with someone who has what you need. And so parents, you bring your part, which is your willingness and your desire for the information, the desire for your children to be successful in school, but ultimately in life, your desire to thrive and not struggle. We're not on the struggle bus, not over here.
We're struggling enough places.
Yes. Say it again.
I say we're struggling in enough places. If we can give you at least a 3-step process in how to alleviate some of the stresses when it comes to your child going to school or your child being at home.
Yes.
We want to be able to support you in that 100%.
100%. And so the partnership works because Irishia's got something that you need, and you have something that she needs to be able to put together and make sure your child is successful. I'm excited about the summit. Like we started sharing and planning this weeks ago, and I'm like, it's October now. Like it's coming. It's October 13th.
Yes.
We are literally 15 days away. And so you all still have 2 weeks to register, but I would not wait. Go ahead and get it on your calendar, pencil it in, invite a friend. It's on Zoom, so it doesn't matter if you are in Zimbabwe or Chicago. You can log on and be present in the room. Irishia, before we leave, how can people stay connected to you between now and the summit and even after?
Absolutely. So people can stay connected with me. My company is Educational Ties. We can be found on Instagram and Facebook at Educational Ties, and we are at educationalties.com, where
Okay.
you can get on our website, see more about my story and how I got started in education. You can book a free consultation if you have questions about your students' special education setting, their IEP, their 504, or all the things in between. You can book a free consultation there on the website at educationalties.com.
Yes, I'm gonna pin that here, and it's the free support for me. I'm
Yes,
like the
because
summit
I
is
mean, there's
free.
a lot of us consultants out there, right? And I want to be able to sit with you and you sit with me. And if we vibe and you're feeling the way that I support parents, then we can move forward after that. But I would not want to charge someone to try to figure out if I'm the coach for them.
Yes, making sure it's a good fit, and I know that you all can hear the passion, the love, and the support that is in Irisha's voice. But what really stands out, and I want to highlight this, is that this is not a one-time, like, let's sit down, chat, I'll tell you everything that's wrong, give you a task list of all the things to do, and deuces, good luck. You are willing to and ready to walk through life with these parents and coach them in the process that will set their children up for success. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. I'm so excited for the summit. I know that I'm hosting it, but I will have my notepad and my and my pen, and I'm going to be totally tapped into all the information that you have to share, because special education touches and impacts every single person. So please make sure that you follow Educational Ties, follow Irishia. Educationalties.com is how you can book that consultation. And I recommend book the consultation before the summit, so that when you come in, that information is going to hit even harder, because it's going to be some reinforcement, some repetition, and you're gonna get the jewels and the gems that she is dropping. Irishia, thank you for your time. It's a Friday afternoon, y'all.
Yeah.
It is a Friday afternoon, and I definitely appreciate you coming in. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in live and will catch this replay. And if you are ready for the link for registration, just make sure that you comment or DM Summit, and I will make sure that you get registered. Irishia, anything before we close and log out?
I just want to thank you, Cassandra, for putting this summit together, putting these lives together. You've been an amazing resource for parents and for us educators that are looking to support you in your endeavor and how you support parents. So thank you. And I'm so excited to continue our work together.
Yes, thank you, thank you. All right, catch the replay, and I'm going to close this out on IG and close us out on all the other places, Facebook, YouTube, and say goodbye. Bye, y'all.
Close us out on IG and close us out on all the other places, Facebook.